We're at the Volkswagen Drive event for the refreshed GTI.
Let's go, there's bugs everywhere.
I know. Oh, hold on a sec.
GTI. All right, so we are driving the 2025 GTI, Andrea. No changes, but we'll refresh. What's under the hood of this thing?
A 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder with a 7-speed automatic DSG, 241 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque. This is a front-wheel drive model, and you can use regular fuel.
Just so you're aware, this is a 2025 model. They're going to make this for a few short months, and then in the fall, they'll switch to the 26. There will be no changes. So everything we discuss in this video will be the same for 2026.
Oh, and the manual transmission is gone for 2025.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Weird to review a GTI without a manual option.
All right, so let's get into what are the basic key standard features for 25 and 26.
The base trim comes with a 12.9-inch touchscreen, wireless, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a 10.25-inch digital driver display, a wireless charger, 6-speaker audio system, cloth upholstery, heated manual front seats, manual height adjustment and power recline, a heated steering wheel, 30-color ambient lighting, and IQ Drive driver assist technology.
All right, so if you're new around here, you might not know, we have the last model year 24, the last of the manual transmission. We ordered that car because we knew it was gonna go away. And now we're driving this one with the dual clutch. And I have to say, Andrea, even though I would still get a manual transmission again, this is a lot of fun.
This is a lot of fun. The power output is terrific. You know, one thing I love about the GTI is it's a nice blend of performance and comfort. Like, you get this thing on the highway and it just goes, but it's refined and it doesn't get too loud.
So what I was getting at is with the dual clutch, it's got an extra gear over a 6-speed manual transmission, and because it's all computer controlled, it keeps the engine in the right revs, either for fuel economy cruising on the highway or for power if you want it to be in the settings. Say you want it in performance or sport settings, you can get more out of it. Plus you have the paddle shifters as well. So it's actually more lively than the manual transmission, but you miss that kind of interactive thing.
I think so too, but boy, it's still good. It's just so good. Zach, look at me take these corners.
And the brakes are good. Yeah, we were talking about it before we set the camera up, and because we have a GTI, the GTI is still one of the best all-round cars because of its form function. It's a hatchback. We take ours to Costco. You can park it anywhere. It's small enough.
Yeah.
It's big enough that you can put people in the back seat, and it's fun. And it's fuel efficient if you're just cruising on the highway. It does everything well.
Yeah, you know, we said GTI, F-U-N, really fun, sporty,
I thought you were just going to say F-U, but no, it's a different show, Andrea.
Yeah.
So yeah, the GTI does everything really well. We're also here, by the way, just so you're aware, to drive the Golf R, which is a whole different thing. They add the all-wheel drive, more power, so make sure you stick around for that video that's going to be coming out in the next few days. But it's also a lot more money.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, this might just be all they need.
We've got the adaptive damping, which is available. You have to get the Autobahn to get it, but we think it's well worth it. And when you look at the price differences when we get into vital stats, it's not a huge jump to move to the Autobahn, and we really think it's worth it.
Okay, so a couple of interesting things. Canada used to have the top model called Performance. They got rid of that. That's the one we have. Now both Canada and the US have gone with Autobahn as the top trim. And we do believe that there is a lot of value actually. It is more expensive, and Andrea mentioned it's not a big jump to get into it, but the things like, I truly believe, Andrea, having a car that has this dynamic chassis control, it is worth every penny, because you can just hit a button when you're on bumpy city drive, and then you get on the highway or a nice twisty road like this one, you firm it up. It's nice to have that option.
I agree. I think, you know, originally when we ordered a GTI, we did it without. And then we got pushed to the 2024 model year. And then we got the Autobahn and we went for it, and I think that we would have regretted it if we didn't get it. What's new for 2025? It gets some tweaks to the exterior, the interior, and also new wheels. You've got a new front bumper as well as new headlights, and also new color options. I really like it in that blue.
I don't. I don't like that blue. To me, when I see the blue one, it just looks like a regular European Golf.
No,
I don't know.
I really like it.
So on the front, so this is what they did. The thing is about Volkswagen, it's incremental changes. They don't do a whole, they're not like the Koreans, going straight here. Okay. It's not like the Koreans where they blow everything up every 3 or 4 years. Yeah. They've just tweaked what is essentially the same design. So at the front, they still have the fog lamps or the driving lights built into the lower part of the valance there, but they've got a little kick-up spoiler kind of thing that is similar to the Golf R, and you know, you have to kind of know your GTIs to spot that.
I really like the light bar in the front and the shape of the headlamps, but like Zach said, it still looks like a GTI. I think they did a nice job with the refresh, not too much. The GTI gets 4.9 inches of ground clearance and comes standard with LED headlamps, LED tail lamps, fog lamps, static cornering lights, power folding exterior mirrors with the tilt down function, 18-inch wheels, available 19-inch wheels, and a compact spare tire. There's available surround lighting with a welcome light projected on the ground, which looks really great at night.
So this is called a Mark 8.5, and the real tell, if you're not able to spot it at the front, is now they have GTI on the door just underneath the side view mirrors. To me, this kind of looks like something you would buy at a tuner shop and stick on yourself. I don't think they need that. Anyway, they've gone with that, so that's an easy way to spot it. And the 19-inch wheels are kind of a throwback. I think they were called the Detroit wheel from years ago. Yeah, they're the big open wheels. They kind of look like Alfa Romeo wheels in a way.
Yeah.
I think they look pretty smart. So on the inside, one big change. It's big, and then a lot of little incremental changes. They said they listened to the feedback of existing owners. They never surveyed us, Andrea.
No, but we complained enough.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, we had a pipeline to head office.
Yeah.
And they've done some nice things. Now, this big screen, Andrea, how big is it, and what do you think of it?
12.9 inches. Standard wireless, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, faster processing times for sure on this model. See it in the ID Buzz and the ID4 now. It's big. I don't mind it. It still looks really clean. I like that it's tilted towards the driver, but I gotta say, I do like our integrated screen in our model too.
Yeah, what do they call this? The tombstone? Like
Yeah.
it started out as tablet mounted on the dash. Now I've heard the term tombstone. So you decide if you like either of those descriptions. One thing I will say, it is quick. And they have the heat, the bum warmer controls on the screen at all times. In ours, you have to hit a button and then go into the screen. I know these are first world problems, but little things like that, these are the little incremental changes they made. Now the radio and the temperature controls are backlit at night. They weren't before. And then they've turned down the volume just a little bit on the piano black, but just a little bit.
Well, now there's gray trim pieces. At the center console, there's still lots of piano black, but overall, it is better than the 2024 model. Less for sure.
It's mostly around the instrument cluster.
It is, and the instrument cluster looks great. I think Volkswagen has always done a nice job with their digital instrument clusters, but overall, it's just a clean design and it's simple. One big change is the steering wheel.
You beat me to it.
Real buttons. Thank you, Volkswagen.
So it's like they've gone back to the old style steering wheel with real buttons, which I prefer for volume control. I just like to be able to push it quickly and then set up the volume. We did ask if you have a 24, can you buy the steering wheel and retrofit it? They're pretty sure you can. They don't have full confirmation yet, but there'll be some people that do that. But there's other people that like the haptic feedback. And if you get the Golf R, that steering wheel, the haptic feedback steering wheel stays.
It stays, and I asked, are you going to make that change with the Golf R eventually? And they said no, because it has the R button. So we can't put this steering wheel in the Golf R. So anybody who buys a Golf R, you still have that same looking steering wheel.
So I think there's a lot of little incremental changes that people appreciate. I think the steering wheel's one. Turn down the piano back a little bit. I do miss the Volkswagen GTI motif on the dash pad. They've gone with this carbon look.
Yeah.
Not sure if the base model gets that because we're in the top trim. And they have made some major changes to the seats. So the tartan cloth seat is still the base seat.
Yeah.
And then this is the top Autobahn leather seat, but there's something in the middle there.
Yeah, it's called Art Velour. It's like a velour type seat. I like it. Zach's not a fan of it, so that's also an option.
It looks kind of cheap to me. It's out of the club sport in Europe.
Yeah.
So a lot of GTI fans will think that's really cool. To me, I don't know. I like the seats we have, which are the standard old plaid seats.
Yeah, I have to say though, I'm really enjoying the power driver seat over there, which we had to delete to get the tartan seats. But now for this model year, it's only the base model that gets it. So it's not like you can buy the Autobahn and then not get the leather seats and delete it for the tartan. So that's off the table now.
Yeah, so let's go through that again. The base model gets the plaid.
Yeah.
And then this Autobahn, you get the leather, or you get those new velour ones.
That's right.
But you can't get the plaid on this model anymore,
No.
which is what we have.
Yes.
So it's the sweet
So that
spot,
makes our
Andrew.
kind of special.
Ours is special. It's special, all right. It's called
Special.
Mountain Dew. I wonder why it's called Mountain Dew, Andrea. Look at the color of that thing.
Yeah, I love it. The pomelo yellow, fantastic with the tartan seats. We really love it. I don't think that we are unhappy with what we got or have any regrets with that model.
Well, there are a couple of things I'm really happy with. The dynamic chassis control, I'm a big fan of.
Me too.
Okay, I like that. We spent extra to get the Harman Kardon radio. Still not a fan of it. I just don't think it's a very good. They should have gone with Fender, in our opinion.
And by the way, no changes to the
there.
Harman Kardon for this year either.
So a plus for this, the bigger screen.
Yeah.
And then a plus also is slightly less piano black, but overall it's pretty much the same. The dimensions haven't changed.
And also the steering wheel, that is a plus.
That's a plus too.
I mean, we could maybe swap ours out, but Zach and I were talking about it, and now we're thinking, do we really need to? We've kind of gotten used to that steering wheel, so it's kind of up in the air for us right now.
I'll tell you what's going to happen, Andrew. You're going to get in the car one day and there'll be this steering wheel and you go, I thought we weren't going to do that. And I'll go, I don't know. How did that happen?
No. That does happen sometimes in our house, for sure. Also, I want to add that they added a ventilated 15-watt wireless charger to this model. So that is a new addition as well.
Here are the available features: the sunroof, a head-up display, ventilated front seats, power front seats, driver's seat memory, and heated rear seats. Well, here's me getting in the back of the GTI. The dimensions are exactly the same. This is a good, as we talked about already, all-rounder. You get not bad leg room, pretty good headroom. How does it stack up?
Comparing the GTI to the Civic hatchback, the GTI gets 41.2 inches of front row legroom, which is over an inch less than the Civic. Second row legroom for the GTI is 35 inches, which falls short to the Civic by almost 2.5 inches.
And then you lift the manual liftgate on this one. You do that by hitting the crest, and inside you see a very useful cargo area. Under the floor is a temporary spare tire.
The GTI cargo space behind the second row is 19.9 cubic feet, and overall cargo space 34.5 cubic feet, which is also less than the Civic hatchback.
All right, we did talk about it already. The fuel economy in this is good, especially on the highway. So let's get into all of that with our vital stats.
Let's start with pricing. We'll do Canada first and then move on to the US. Pricing in Canada includes freight, PDI, and fees. The base model GTI starts at just over $39,000, and the top trim is just over $43,000. In the US, the base model starts at just under $32,500, and the top trim is just under $41,000.
Here's the fuel economy: 9.9 liters per 100 kilometers city, 7.4 on the highway. That's 24 miles per gallon city, 33 on the highway. Volkswagen offers a 4-year warranty. Most brands, it's 3 years with 80,000 kilometers or 50,000 miles. Lightning round: two things we like to see improved.
Love the new steering wheel.
That's what I was going to say. Okay, I'm going to say I just like the changes to the interior.
Yeah, nice changes. What I'd like to see improve, tone down the piano black.
And I'll say it for everybody that's yelling at the screen right now.
I know what you're going to say.
What is it?
No manual
transmission. So yeah, there will be some people that are really disappointed about that. The Germans are being stubborn on this one. They're not doing it. So there it is. It's the updated 2025, soon to be 26 GTI. What do you guys think of that?
Thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, subscribe.
We'll see you next time.